everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you guys like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also subscribe down below. It would mean the world to me. So to get into this tutorial, just want to remove any rings that you may have on. This is my engagement ring, so I better take that one off. You don't want them to get dirty. And we're going to start with some toilet tissue. So we're going to rip this down in little strips to begin with. And this tutorial is actually quite easy. It looks complicated, but it's quite easy to follow. So we're going to fold that toilet tissue up, and this is going to be our knuckle bones. Then what you want to do is want to grab some liquid latex. I'm using Makeup Plus, and I got this from trademe.co.nz. And I'm pouring it in a little cap, and I'm just dipping that toilet tissue in latex, and then I'm molding it with my fingers and squishing it all together. And you want to make 4 of these all together, and I'm just going to leave them to the side to dry. At first I just made 2, but I'm just showing you how to do it. Just mold it with your fingers and leave them to the side. So now I'm taking this disgusting old SFX sponge that I use, and I'm dipping that in latex, and I'm putting that around my fingers. And this is where the pulled back skin is going to be. This is how you create it. You can do this with like scar wax, but you can do it with latex as well, and I don't have scar wax. So you just wrap the tissue on top of that latex, around and around, and then rip off the excess, and then you want to use your finger or a sponge and just layer the latex on top of that tissue so there's no dry bits remaining, and you just want to stick all that tissue paper down onto your finger. Now to create the other fold, I'm putting latex above that tissue, I'm leaving just the knuckle part, and I'm putting toilet tissue on top, just repeating those steps, layering it on, and then just covering it with liquid latex. Now you want to do the exact same thing on the other finger. I'm just laying down liquid latex. You only need one thin layer because it sticks tissue quite easily. You don't need lots of it. So just rip your toilet tissue quite thin, and then just wrap it around, pull off the excess, and then you want to just cover it with liquid latex. Upper part, and this will be all the folded skin latex that we will fold back. But yeah, I'm putting a thin layer and then putting the toilet tissue on, ripping off the excess, and then covering it with latex. It's pretty easy, and you will get a little bit messy. You might want to wash your hands after every little half, as when you go to rip the tissue your fingers can stick to it, so you just want to kind of rub it off, but it comes off fairly easily. And by the way, a lot of you ask how to remove it. You just remove it by pulling it off and using warm water. So now I'm using my NYX Stay Matte but not flat foundation, and this is a darker colour. You can use any foundation you want, but this one's a good one because it comes in many shades, and this is a perfect shade that's quite dark that matches my fake tan. And you do want a slightly darker foundation because the tissue paper is white, so it needs to be quite dark to look skin toned, and you don't want to see any white bits peeking through. So I'm just going to blend that in with the end of that beauty blender. Yeah. Now I'm using the NYX No Filter Pressed Powder, and this is quite a dark shade as well, and I'm taking this on my Sigma flat Kabuki brush. I've got a affiliate link for Sigma down below, and also a coupon code if you want a discount on these brushes. So I'm just setting that foundation so it doesn't really transfer, and so it's easier to work with. Now I'm pulling back the skin, and this kind of looks gross, but you just want to carefully start with picking at it and then pulling it back and kind of pulling it down far enough so it looks like the skin has fully ripped apart. Disgusting. So I'm doing that to the other finger, just slowly pull at it and pull around, and you can pull it off as much as you like so it looks like big skin flaps. So now I'm putting liquid latex down on my knuckles, and then I'm using those little knuckle bones that are made of tissue paper, and I stuck them down, and I did hold them in place for a little while so they could dry, because your finger like constantly bends, so you want to make sure this is stuck down quite well. So put a lot down, stick it under, and also tuck it under that flap that you made that helps it to stay down. So now I'm taking the BH Cosmetics Take Me to Brazil palette. This is my favourite for Halloween and SFX looks. And I'm taking this red shade and the black shade, and I'm putting this in between those knuckles. So this will create the kind of flesh, and you want to start with a dark colour because that looks more realistic. Your blood, when you get like a cut, isn't bright red, it's quite dark. So you want to start with the dark colour. And these BH Cosmetics shades are quite pigmented, so you don't need too much, and as you can see there was quite a bit of fallout because I was just dragging it all around in there. So now I'm taking this red paint, I just got this from the $2 shop, and you want to take an old brush, scoop some up and put that on top. This will just add a little bit more dimension and cover any gaps that we missed with the black eyeshadow. Make sure to put it in between the bones and also a little bit on the skin flaps and on the sides of the bones as well. Now this product like does everything for SFX looks. It makes it look so real. This is the Nye Scab Blood, and I got this from trademe.co.nz, and I got a little bit left, so I had to order some more. So just take huge chunks on a very old brush because this stuff will ruin your brushes. So I just took an old Trademe brush, and then I layer it up inside, making it look like a deep wound, and it's all scabbing up and going all gross, and it's just trying to heal itself. And you want to make sure you layer this up on the sides of the bones and under the flaps and all around your finger. Now you want to use that and put it a little bit on the skin flaps, because when you get a fresh wound, it's not just like bare skin. There's going to be some blood that transfers onto your skin. So put it all on the skin flaps, and then I'm taking these like purples and blues and blacks, and I'm putting that all around the edges, because usually if you have like a cut or something, you can bruise quite quickly, so this will just give the appearance of bruising, and it also helps to cover the tissue and the liquid latex. So that's a good trick. If you have like ugly looking liquid latex and looks kind of fake, then just cover it with blood and bruises. And I'm not really thinking about this, I'm just kind of smudging it wherever I think looks nice. So I'm also covering that tissue paper because it kept coming up, so I'm just using a lot of scab blood, and I'm just sticking it all down and just making it look all messy and as if the blood came down and dripping between my fingers. This makes it more realistic as well, so you just want to add blood anywhere on the flaps, running down the sides, on the back of your fingers and stuff like that. So now I'm taking some horror blood, which I got from the $2 shop, and I'm just putting that in between to make it look a bit more wet. So here is the finished exposed knuckle bones tutorial. I hope you guys like this. It was fun to create, and it only took probably like an hour to do, but you could probably get quicker with more practice. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel, guys. It would mean the absolute world to me. Help me get to 40,000 subscribers, and I'll see you guys in my next week's video. Bye!